This computer. Well, welcome everyone. This is Donna McDonald and your director team here for our October call number 2 of Director Bound. I'm going to screen share with you, and we are going to first start with a little bit of celebration and talk about our action steps. Come on. Okay. All right, so we kicked off last week, first of all, talking about your contact notebook. So give me a little raise of hands or type in the chat box that you have completed the tasks that we have here. Also, if you are on mute and you need to ask questions throughout, the chat box is probably the best way to do it, because I'm kind of one of those people, like, just start talking and keep talking, but Amy and Heather and everyone will kind of interrupt me if you do have questions throughout, because this is your call. So please make this, all about what you need and what questions you have. So after your contact notebook, we talked about the challenge was to go for no, that yes is the destination, but we know that the more no's that we get means the more yeses that we're going to get in the long run. So, and it is so much mind a game that we play with ourselves. It's like, oh yes, I'm going for no. So you're like, you kind of feel empowered when you get a lot of no's, and then when you get the yes, you're elated. You're just ready to roll. So 10 contacts per day is a minimum. We have a really focused vision of team building. And we know that to build a team and to get bookings on our calendars and to invite hosts and guests, it really is about all the reach outs that we're going to make, along with those 10 no's per week at least, to fill your calendars. So one of your task was to share your why and when you wanted to be a director. And I got to say, you guys rock that. You were all over it, sharing your why and putting that out, to your people, and letting us all know where you want to be and what time frame. Also determining the date you want to have your 5 consultants on your team and when you're ready to promote. Your other job was to schedule a coaching call with your director to discuss before your next call. And as we said, it's your responsibility to schedule the call. They are your accountability person, but we want to see you being proactive, because we get it. Maybe you don't like to be, have to have that accountability for the actions maybe that you didn't do, but it's okay, because it's we love to hear not only your successes, but we want to help you with your challenges, and that's the only way that we can do that, is by we having that conversation. So the goal is to sponsor 2 consultants this month, because we have an over-the-top anniversary special. I mean, 39 has never meant so much to us before. So you can get a $39 kit. You can take $39 off of the additional kits, and that brings the opportunity to so many people's lives that have said to you maybe in the past that they couldn't afford it. So now there's $39 is just, we spend $39, going to Target or going to Walmart. So $39 can be a life changer for people. Okay, so and it was about adding those shows to their calendar, because our mantra, every 4 add 1 more. Okay, and then we talk. So how many of you created your dump list? Raise your hand. I'm going to tell you, if you are not doing that, it is one of the most freeing activities that you will do for yourself. Okay, it just causes you to just get it all down on paper, and you're going to feel so good when you're able to mark it off. And you don't, maybe if you're not a pen and paper person, but you're a phone person, when you can delete it off of that to-do list, it is truly freeing. I loved Amy's post about the 20 direct message conversation starters, because sometimes I'm sitting it there, I'm like, okay, it's in my head, but trying to make it come across as engaging, as personable is hard to do. So I love those messages from Lindsay Tompkins. So if you haven't tried those, please go ahead and do that. And then the last thing was it's not who listed, it's who listened to Lori's Morgan Summer of Success Playback. How many of you did that? Okay. One of the most inspirational calls that you can listen to. So I truly encourage you to do that. I know that we're giving you lots of things that you may feel like lots of homework assignments, but we have a short window here and we really want to maximize our time together. So we're going to ask you, you are in such a golden time frame for business and for team building, because right now, being October with these awesome specials that we have, and people are into the cooking and thinking about entertaining and thinking about the holidays, you have a prime opportunity here. So we're going to be giving you assignments, and you're going to be like maybe thinking your head spinning a little bit, but in the end, if you put into place the actions that we give you, you are going to be super happy, and you're going to be really excited that you're going to be celebrating directorship. So we're going to talk a little bit about directorship. And so the first thing that I want to ask you is, what questions or what concerns do you have about directorship? And go ahead and just type those in the chat box if you do. Or maybe you're like, hey, I got this, Donna. I am not concerned in the least bit about it. And that's okay. But typically people do have some questions, or they do have some hesitations. So anyone, does that fall in anyone's? You don't have to type in the chat box. If you know what, shout it out loud. Because believe me, if you have that hesitation, there's someone else in this call that has the same hesitation. Your chat box, and I just lost the chat box up there. Amy, does anybody type anything in? You're muted, Amy. Hold on, let's unmute you. There you go. Oh.
Stop. We should take our show on the road. Monica commented that she's worried about time.
Okay, so time. All right, and so I see a few other nods there. About time. You want to remember that you can align the business to your working time frame, and that's what is important. If you feel like, hey, I have this, I'm going to work my Pampered Chef business from 7 to 9 in the evening, your consultants or your team members are going to understand that's the best time to reach you. But you also have to remember, you're not going to be a director alone. You're going to be in a director group. And, your team is going to have the same support and the same training and all the opportunities that you have. So half the time, my team's questions are answered by another director, because I'm not always on Facebook, or I'm not always, so we do try to put new consultants in a private message group, so then they can have that opportunity to ask questions. And so there's plenty of opportunity for you to work the business alongside your busy schedule, and we're going to really work with you to make that as easy as possible. Okay? All right, does that make you feel a little bit better? Okay. And you know what, a lot of you, how many of you are in your first 90 days? Okay. All right. So Renee, you may be thinking, gosh, I'm just trying to learn this business, myself. How am I going to train someone else? And you know what, that is going to be, you're going to learn alongside your new consultants. You're going to learn together. And you are so excited. When you're in your first part of the business, you're going to naturally attract people to the business. So we want you to start, recruiting right out of the gate. And, it's already been shared with you, the fast track rewards. And even as a consultant, the home office has given us so many rewards for team building. So we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of that. So I hope that I've kind of dispelled some of your concern with that. But so, you know, we kind of talked a little bit about where our concerns are, but we want to talk now about, you know, where does one begin? First, you kind of have to decide, take a look, a breather, a time of reflection about where you are today. So where are you at right now in your business? Okay? Maybe you're like, hey, my show schedule is rocking. I have this, you know. Or maybe, hey, I need to, you know, still do some adding some parties to my schedule. You know, maybe you're at the point where, yeah, I have 2 consultants on my team, or maybe you're just like Renee, you have just started the business. So first is take long enough to notice where you are, and then second, get clear about where it is you want to go. Okay. Now, I love that you've already done some planning about connecting to your why. That is what's key. You can't hit a target you can't see. And you may have been a little bit uncomfortable about setting that goal for directorship, but if you don't set a goal for directorship, you are going to just you're working towards a moving target. You're not going to be connected to that vision and connected to a time frame if you say, I'd like to be a director sometime in the future. So that's why we wanted you to be very specific about your why and very specific about what you want from this business. Okay? So this is about team building. So we're going to talk a little bit today about creating community. We're going to talk about creating a vision board. We're also going to talk about bookings. And every call, we are going to be kind of hammering to you about getting more shows on your calendar. And we're going to do a breakout session so that you're going to have the opportunity to work with a partner on, you know, setting a strategic plan about who you're going to contact this week based on an activity that we're going to do. So first of all, let's talk for a minute, though, about creating community. I think most of you on this call, if not 100% of you on this call, love that you're a part of a close group family. You hear us talk about our Pampered Chef family. And I think that that's one of the biggest benefits that we have in this business is that we work a business that you work with a group of men and women that are supportive of each other. We don't compete against each other. We're all in this together of a culture that is fun and a culture that is exciting. And that's just what it is exhilarating about it. You know, every month we wait to see, you know, what's the home office going to offer us? We wait every, you know, month to find out what training is our team going to offer. So you know what? It's great to work in an environment like that. Does anybody on the call work in a corporate environment? Or you've worked in a corporate environment before where you're like, you almost had to wait for someone to retire before you could move up the corporate ladder, right? So you don't have to wait till I retire to be a national executive director. Every one of you on this call, I would love to have you seated at that chairman's circle table right next to me. There would be nothing that would make me prouder than that. So we want to work at creating that fun and exciting culture with your own team right from the beginning. And it's about communicating that to your very first team member, letting them know, here's what my goal is for this team. And you want to make sure that you always celebrate together. Now, Kathy, did you have a chance to do your vision board, your team vision board?
Me?
Yeah, did you do yours?
Yeah, I did mine last month, so.
Can you show the group? Can you see
yours? Just a second.
So I would love for them to see that rather than me. I'd love them to see an actual vision board, and maybe Kathy can get her to.
I got the team board. You mean the team board? So.
All right. So tell us the name of your team and tell us what that's all about.
So it's the Shooting Stars, and it's about reaching our dreams, just going, setting our goals and going after them, but doing it together. So, we all have different goals, but working together and cheering each other on in order to get there.
Okay. All right. So Kathy, hold it up a second.
Yeah.
So you can see Kathy has 5 stars at the top. Those mean those are her 5 team members that she's going to put into place to help her reach directorship. Okay. So we would love for each of you, thanks Kathy, it's beautiful. We would love for each of you to create your vision board. You see that Kathy named her team the Shooting Stars. So by this example here, you would put your team name. You could do stars. I have flowers. Amy Gibson has bananas. Stephanie, what is yours? You're muted, Steph.
Well, I've been scouring because I'm trying to switch it up.
Okay, good.
I just had Team Clinch before, but I'm trying to come up with something snazzier.
Okay, good. And that's right. You know what? You can always change it if it's not your heart tug. Don't just grab a name because you think that that's a good name for it. Just so, Amy, what's your team name, Amy?
Sorry, I'm the Dynamic Dream Team.
The Dynamic Dream Team. Okay,
yes.
Awesome. Okay, so you'll want to think about your team name, and then as we know, we want to have 5 team members to reach directorship. So you would start, putting your people's names in as your team building. Now, here's just an example. Remember, it's 5 to promote to director, but they don't have to be all 5 personal recruits. So if I recruited Sally personally, but Sally recruited Sue, that could count as one of my 5 to promote. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that we clarified that. So your goal, one of your take action items this week is going to be to create your vision board. So you have that constant reminder of where you want to go, and I highly recommend you put your date that you all shouted loud and proud on the team page, right there on that vision board. All right, so you want to ask yourself, when it comes to team building, would my team be seeing the results they desire if they were duplicating my efforts on a consistent basis? So you are the leader. It is all going to start with you, okay? So if they see you have a strong show schedule, when they see you recruiting people, they're going to be like, yes, you know what, this is doable. This is the kind of business that I want to have. So it's always about consistently making those reach outs and doing don't ever ask your team to do something that you're not going to do yourself. Okay? All right, so leaders need to be consistently working and rebuilding their own personal business. Yes, you are going to have a team, but you know what? The reality of it is as a new director, you're going to do 75% of the sales, okay? So you want to always keep your eye on your personal business. And you know what? Even upper levels, we're going to tell you, Amy, you still want to do that, because it's almost twofold. Yes, you want to do a lot of personal sales, because with personal sales, that brings in new team members, and new team members are going to keep you inspired all the time. Okay, they're going to help you to look at the business through fresh eyes with every new team member that comes on board. So it's always going to go back to bookings. If you're doing in-home parties, it's 2 parties per week. If you're doing virtual parties, it's 4 parties per week, because that's going to give us the amount of bookings that we need. Because from every in-home party, you're gonna go for 2 bookings. From every virtual party, 3 parties per show. So it is having that consistent show schedule that's just going to keep things, on target. With bookings, it's also important that you are engaging your hosts with buy-in. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, we know that, hosts receive, rewards from bookings, but if you don't give them the goal, they have no idea, what they're, what you're, what am I trying to say? Here's what you want them to do. Okay, I made that a lot harder than it needed to be, but okay. Now, we talked about the every 4, add 1 more. So our team members, number 1 recruit potentials are our hosts, of course, our guests, and of course, so you can have throughout your in-home parties as well as your virtual parties, that's where you're doing your reach outs to those team members. And as a team, we offer opportunity events every Wednesday. So it really is up to you to be making those reach outs. And consistent prospecting is key. And I shared some of these on our last round in our September Director Bound, but I think that these numbers are really eye-opening to share them again. So 92% of all customer interactions still happen over the phone. Okay, so that's surprising, I know, but it takes an average of 8 call attempts to reach a prospect. So I saw one of your questions in the Facebook group was, when do you stop reaching out? Well, I loved Amy said never. I keep calling. And when you hear it takes an average of 8 call attempts to reach a prospect, when you're looking at your reach out list, can you say every person on your reach out list you've reached out to 8 times? It said that 80% of all sales require 5 follow-up calls after the initial contact. 5 follow-up calls. And also it said that the best time to cold call or to reach out to people is between 4 and 5 p.m. Okay. Now in our business, I would probably say 4 and 6 would be a better time frame because we're, just of who our demographic is. 44% of sales people give up after the first follow-up. 44%. And it says email is 40 times better at acquiring new customers over Facebook. Because think about it, we don't get any emails anymore. You might get, spam or junk emails from something that you purchased. But when you get an email from a person, you're like, oh, wow, I got an email. They must have something to say. So it goes back to those of you that have established businesses. If you're not doing your customer connection email, when you have something to announce, you want to get on that, okay? And it says 91% of customers say that they'll give referrals, and only 11% of salespeople ask for referrals. So when someone says no to you, are you asking, do they have a friend who would be interested? All right. So let's talk a little bit about getting some additional shows on your calendar. How many of you have more than enough parties on your calendar right now? Because I was going to tell you, you can just go ahead and hop off the calendar, hop off the call right now. But if you don't, let's go ahead and stay on, and we're going to talk about the 5 F's of why people party with the Pampered Chef. And those 5 F's are food, fun, friends, free, and fresh ideas. And so let's kind of go through that. Now, as I go through these 5 F's, I want you to put pen to paper and think of some people who would align to that category. Because those are the people, these are the people that we're going to be reaching out to. Okay? All right. So the first F was food. So think about this. We are in such a wonderful position because what we do is we bring food to life. And everyone in the world eats. So we have a pretty good market, right? But it's up to us to make sure that we put our product and align it to food so that we can gain interest. So for example, if you're reaching out, whether it's an in-home party, a virtual party, a catalog show, whatever it is that you're reaching out to, using verbiage like this will help bring that food to life. So, you know, if you've been looking for an awesome Thanksgiving dessert to take to all of your family get-togethers, you have to try the mini carrot cake cups. Picture individual mini carrot cups filled with a delectable sweet cream cheese and topped with whipped cream. It's to die for. I would love to teach you and your friends how to make this fabulous holiday dessert. Just let me know and we can do that at your party. Or you can say, I can demonstrate this at a virtual party, whatever. Now, did I not make you like go, ooh, that sounds really good. I would like that. So I want you to think of 3 people who you could reach out to with a message like that. So who are your foodies? Okay, so number 2 is fun. You know what? Everyone likes to have a fun time. I think that our virtual parties, as long as we make them, you know, engaging, that they're fun. So think about this. So who are some people, or I should say, how can you make your virtual parties or your in-home parties engaging? So we know that we can do that through getting guests involved. Now, come on off of your mute and tell me, give me some examples of ways you get your guests involved in your virtual parties. Anyone want to share one idea?
I do trivia based on that day's content in the party, and offer, you know, like 100 entries, and they have to message me instead of typing it in with the answer.
Great idea, Jennifer. And so does anybody so Jennifer's doing, so she's already taking the conversation into a private message, which allows her that opens up so many more opportunities. Great idea, Jennifer. All right, anybody who's doing in-home parties, what are some things you do to get your guests involved in in-home parties?
I haven't done an in-home party in a while, but one of the ways when I was doing them a lot, I would keep chocolate kisses in my pocket, or tickets or cards, you know, whatever. And then as people participated, you hand those out, and you either get the chocolate as the prize, or if you're doing cards or tickets, then, you know, there's a door prize at the end. And the more tickets you collect, the greater your chance of winning that prize.
Okay, great. Love that, Kathy. All right, so what's an icebreaker that you can do at your virtual parties to kind of, you know, get the fun started? What's an icebreaker? Anyone want to share?
I use share a GIF about the host or the dancing post. People like to share the GIFs, whatever they're called.
I know. I go back and forth. Love it, Stephanie. Good. All right. So anything that in-home parties that you could do to help your guests feel at ease?
In-home parties, I usually always, like, whatever tools I have on the counter, I'll ask if somebody has one of these, if it's their favorite item, or do they use it a lot, and share something about it.
Yep. I saw a really cute post the other day, and you could do this at an in-home or a virtual party. It said, who are my cooks? Do you like to cook, love to cook? Okay. And then it was said, who are my so-so cooks? You know, and then the next post was, so is there anyone in the room who would be totally fine if their kitchen was a 4th bedroom? So it was super cute, you know, about that. So those people that don't. All right, so what are some product one-liners that you could use that get a laugh? Because again, we want to have fun. What are some product one-liners?
I have one.
Go ahead, Monica.
So one of the things that I like to post about is the mix and chop, and I use it a lot in my Instapot. So I mean, sorry, quick cooker, not
That's
Instapot.
okay.
And so I post the picture of me using the mix and chop in the quick cooker, and I said another great thing about this is it helps you get your aggressions out. So people kind of crack up at that, and so when it comes time to order, they reflect back to, you know, the one that you say get your aggressions out, and they order it, and I'm sure they don't order it for that, but it's just a funny little thing that they remember from the party.
Cute. I like that. That's great. Good. All right. Anyone else have one to share before we move on? All right. So, you know what? They're just so, even if you're at an in-home party and things don't go right, you know, I mean, I've had it where I've had, you know, food splattering. I'll say, you know, this is kind of like SeaWorld. You never want to sit in the front row by me because, you know, you just never know, you know, what could happen. I mean, I've shot garlic on people's feet before. So it is. It's just, you know, it's about having, you know, having the fun for sure. Okay. So think about who are 3 people that like to have fun, and go ahead and put that down on your list. Who are 3 people from some of those ideas that you'll be reaching out to that would be the fun party. All right, so our next F is friends. Okay, so that's our next of our 5 is friends. Here's where I have to say, sometimes friends are your hardest people to approach, you know, about the business, especially if you've been in the business a while, or, you know, if you've just started. So with that, you would want to talk to them about themes. Also, we have an amazing, great new product, which is the cooking blender. So when you can talk about a product or a theme that gets people excited, it's easier because you're offering them those friends of value. Okay. So what are some themes that we could offer to friends?
The Power Tools party.
The Power Tools party. If you guys have not tried that chicken recipe, you know, it is over the top. So give that a go. So the Power Tools party, you know, right now, I said earlier, it's all about entertaining. So, you know, give them some entertaining, you know, tips, ideas that, you know, will make the holidays less stressful when you can give them recipes ahead of time. Okay, so so mark down 3 friends that you have not asked, or you have asked maybe, and they've said no in the past. So you're going to go to them with a new theme idea this next time. Okay, our next 4 is free. And of course, this is easy because everyone likes free, right? But you have to remember, that's why I'm going through these 5 F's with you, because not everyone is going to book because of free. Now, free seems like the easiest thing. So with free, what are our key things that we want to talk about right now to engage that host, those potential hosts for free? What would be our key players? Our key product players.
Blender.
The blender, number 1. Monica, you can call it the IP if you want.
No, I really do like saying the quick cooker. And, you know, I think that when it comes to this part, I think it really depends on who the people are. because everybody has something different that they like. Some are more of bakers, whereas others are the type that like to cook. And then there's others who like to entertain. So I think you need to know something about that person. If they're a friend that you've already met and you know them, you kind of know what their likes are. And if not, then it's really about finding out what do they like so that you can kind of entice them with that.
Mhm.
I love that. Okay, Monica. So Monica just jumped us to the next level with the category of free, right? 3 names and 3 things that you think that person would like to get. 1 person for each of those 3 that you think they would like to get for free. Okay, so 3 names and 1 product they'd like to get for free. Okay, and our last F, number 5, is fresh ideas. So when you can share cooking tips and cooking ideas and recipes, because you know what, people get bogged down by making the same things over and over again. Okay, so because cooking is intimidating for a lot of people. So they're like, okay, yeah, I have these 5 recipes down. I'm just going to make them different days of the week. So when you can share a fun recipe that's easy with some fun tips, like what's the proper way to hold a knife. If you haven't watched some of the YouTube videos with knife skills and all those little tips, people love to see. And you know what? You can share the same thing because people really, you know, even if you're sharing in your virtual parties, those little short segments, they're only retaining so much information. So when you can talk about herbs and you can talk about knife skills and you can talk about why, you know, you need to use this cookware, how to use garlic, all of those fresh ideas is what will keep people engaged as well as want to host a party. So who are 3 people you know would love some fresh ideas? They're kind of just stuck doing the same things over and over again. Who are those 3 people? Okay, so let me go to our next screen. Oops, I went backwards, set it forward. Okay, so I'm going to put you in breakout groups. And in your breakout group, you're going to share with your partner the 3 people you're going to be contacting each of the 5 F categories, okay, in the next 24 to 48 hours, okay? You're going to share each other's contact information and you're going to text each other when you have made your contacts so that you can celebrate together. So let me stop sharing here so I can put you in breakout rooms. And I'm going to put you into manually create groups. Give me a minute. Okay. Sorry, this has to be done manually. Wait. And if you are on your phone, just so that you know, it may take you a minute to get into the breakout room. Just be patient. All right. Okay, so I am going to put you into your rooms. Just click accept. And any questions? Y'all have your homework assignment. You're going to get about 3 minutes to do this. And that's one cute puppy. And where we go. You're not going anywhere, Amy. I got to see if Carol, though. Oh, Carol just joined. I just,
Having a terrible thunderstorm here, so.
are you? At
On
first, I thought you left me. And then I saw you somehow. Did you jump off and jump back on?
Now I was trying to write down folks who attended so we can keep up with attendance. And I a lot of times, if I don't know them, I'll go back and look at their last names because a lot of people just use like Monica. I don't know who she is.
So you have Carol Duran, Connie Danhorn,
Yes.
Ellen.
Yep.
Jennifer Fayers,
Mm-hmm.
Renee Alfaro.
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Right.
Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy. Oh, wait. They asked for help. What's up, Monica? Oh, wait. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
I'm by myself.
Oh, where's Shirley? Shirley's not there.
I don't see anybody.
Shirley, can you hear us? I can see Shirley. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna reassign you.
Okay.
How do I do? You're teaching me something new. I don't know how this works. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna reassign you, Monica, to another group.
Okay.
I'm gonna move you. Just tell them, hey, let me join. Oh, that was really cool. So she asked me for help. It popped up. It let me go into her breakout room. And then I was able to come back to join you.
I know, I was weird. I was like, uh-oh, what happened?
Yeah.
So on the recording, I might be saying things like, where did you go? What happened?
Okay, so, and I just put her with someone else. Okay, so Monica, I said Renee Alfaro, Stephanie, Amy, Kathy, that's mine. There's a 91061.
Yeah, I think that might be Lisa Strickland. Hang on, I'll check because it's a 910 number.
Well, Lisa's, you think Lisa's by herself with?
That 910-612-2516 number is not in my, well, let me check my other contacts.
Because Lisa Strickland's with someone else. Lisa Strickland is on.
She is on? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then Shirley. Shirley was the one that I had Monica with, and then Shirley has not responded.
Shirley's also on the phone. So that's Shirley's number.
Oh, that's the problem.
So she's
okay.
So somebody might be by themselves.
Well, that was Monica, and then I moved her.
Oh, I see.
You see, so that was the problem.
And then who is? Oh, it's Wendy Dito Findley. Okay.
Okay, let me give them a notification so we can bring them back. And
Okay.
so that's giving them 59 seconds. There we go. Well, thank you for welcoming Monica to your group. She was very alone for a moment. So what we figured out, Monica, is one person was on their phone as well as their computer. So they showed up as, so you ended up with their alter ego. That's the best way to describe it. All right. So did you get some new ideas from your new friend? Good. Well, we're really hoping too that, our purpose of doing breakouts with you too is to, do some relationship building. And, it's always fun to have people that are on the same journey together, to learn together, and to build those strong relationships that we so love. So, all right. So remember, you have to reach out to your accountability group within 24 hours that you've reached out to your 15 people. That's 5 people over your 10 contacts a day. So it's not giving you a pass for the next day. It's just putting you ahead of the curve, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and screen share, and let's finish up here. Okay. So next is, so that list that you have in front of you, who on your list will you invite to the business? What's the correct answer?
All of them.
Yay! Ding, 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 ding. Let me get my pampered chef, clapper out here so I can give you the, yay, good job, good job. Okay, so we want to invite them all to PC Your Way. I put the banner up there so you can see. Our next one is Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. But the other thing is, we never want you to wait when you have an over-the-top potential. We really encourage you is to do a 3-way chat with them. When you do a 3-way chat with a potential, it's helping you to kind of learn through your upline, because sometimes we have a tendency to give too much information without asking the right questions. So, you could just ask for permission with your potential. It's just to say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna add you and my friend who helped me get started to a private message chat so we can answer your questions. So, you don't want to say your director, you don't want to say your upline, because they're like, oh gosh, they've called the big dogs in on me. So just make it super casual, and, let them start the conversation. Want you to introduce you to my, friend Donna. What's your first question you have? And let your upline answer the question, and so that you can learn by doing. Okay, does that make sense? Any questions on that? All right, good. Okay, so a leader needs to find a balance between personal and professional relationships with their team. Okay, so the challenge of leadership is to be strong but not rude, be kind but not weak, be bold but not bully, be thoughtful but not lazy, be humble but not timid, be proud but not arrogant, have humor but without folly. So there's just a little prelude to our next team coaching. Team coaching and getting your team, those people from the beginning, your concern is, how am I going to get them started? It's really about listening. So number 1 is talk less and listen more. Just let them ask the questions. And again, we're here to support them. Coaching is not about trying to fix everything for them. It's about leading them on the path to Dash, the path to the train, the path to all of the opportunity that we offer our teams. Believe that your team member knows the answer, because they do. If they don't know it, they're going to know where to find it. But more importantly, what they're not going to find there's not going to be anything written for them. They have to write their why. They have to know their why. Yes, on Dash, there's a course that helps them find their why, but it's kind of up to them to write their own storyline. Okay, because that's what your why is. Your why is really your storyline. It's your driving force. Because when they have if they come as a time when they stop believing they can do something and you remind them of their why, it's going to reconnect them to their family. It's going to reconnect them to that heart tub that allows them to believe that they have amazing qualities, because each and every one of us has amazing qualities. It's just that sometimes we just need to be reminded of that. So as a leader, that's one of the things that you're going to do. And you're going to let them choose the action steps that they'll take. Just like the activity that we just did. You got to choose who you're going to call, okay? But it's up to you, as we know, to take those action steps. And it is all about our team. It is all about, letting them enjoy the process and, letting go of the outcome. We can't control their business, but we can encourage them, we can inspire them. And that's the only thing that I want you to do along this journey to directorship, is to have fun and believe that you have all the abilities that you need to be a great director. So we want you to take care of your business, so it's going to take care of you. Okay? You can't take care of your business. If you want to be a director, you can't take care of your business, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. You have to touch your business every day in order to make a difference. So we have a little, here's going to be your to-do list, and I will post the poll, but this will give you a little preview about what's expected from you this week. First of all, you want to share your list with your director who you're going to be inviting to the Wednesday Opportunity event. We're going to want to make sure you have your 4 virtual or 2 in-home parties booked for this week. We want you to make your 15 contacts and reach out to your accountability partner. And we want you to create your vision board and post a picture of it on the October Director Bound group. Okay? All right. So any questions about what the survey says? And you will have the playback, as I know you're going to want to listen to this inspirational call at least 4 or 5 times this week. So I hope that we've helped you, and we're getting so excited. $39. Keep saying $39. And who are you going to invite? Okay? And think about Doris Christopher. She did not turn that car around and go home. She made the decision to move forward in spite of her fears that she was going to fail at that first cooking show. She didn't turn the car around. So when you want to stop picking up the phone and you want to give up, you think of Doris Christopher and the thousands and thousands of lives she impacted. You have that same opportunity. We know you can do it. The question is it your time? Is it today? Is it right now for you? So you guys have an awesome rest of Sunday. Get onto the Facebook group. We love to hear from you, and we will see you here next Sunday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.